What is up, everybody? We are back with Switch Sports Golf. We are back on the road to Infinity rank. You notice I did D-rank from last video. S3 once again. Very close to the top though. So I'm going to play a couple games here. Hopefully we rank up again and make a little bit of progress towards S5. First hole of the match and of the video is a very straightforward one. We got hole number 1.
Nice shot.
We get a pretty nice bounce there. It was looking like we were going to land on the rough, but we shoot off kind of to the middle of the green. So I'm going to line this up here. An eagle would be nice, but a birdie is more probable. And we were pretty far off,
Nice on.
but 25 feet on a flat green, it's not a tough putt. We'll likely see birdies from everyone in the room here. We'll likely see birdies from everyone in the room here.
Nice par.
Alright, so a very poor start to the video. Par on this hole is pretty bad. Luckily for us, we're only down to 3 people. We get hole 3 here. You would think we need a birdie at the absolute minimum to stay in and not get eliminated in the first round. Gonna focus up here and make sure we can secure 10 points on this hole.
Nice shot.
I'm just gonna make sure we can make it through the trees with this wind here.
Nice shot.
We do make it through quite nicely. And the wind carries us pretty far, so we are on the rough. It's not a big deal because we're very close, so we can chip right up to the hole. And with this wind, an eagle was always unlikely,
Nice on.
but at least we put ourselves close enough to secure the birdie for this hole, which is what we needed.
Nice bird.
Alright, so 17 points after 2 holes. Should be 20, but I'm not going to think about that anymore. Just going to focus on playing better than Dad and NY on the last 3 holes. Make sure we can secure the win this match. Classic A, hole 10. Some redemption, I suppose, from hole number 1.
Nice shot.
The directional wind on these holes are always pretty tough, especially when you get like 30-mile-an-hour wind. But we land on the fairway, so not a problem there. Gonna chip onto the green and make sure we don't mess up our putt like last time. There is some tailwind, so I'm gonna go about probably 2 3/4. So decent amount of power,
Nice
but
on.
we don't get the aim quite right. 15 feet from the hole. Gonna make sure we study the green this time. Can't mess up this putt. Okay, we sink that nicely. That's another 10 points on the board. Okay, so after trailing 3 people from the first hole, we now only trail 1 person. We are steadily making up ground on this leaderboard. We got 2 more holes. Classic A, hole 11. Usually a decent hole. Let's see how much this wind is here though. Okay, so pretty negligible headwind. I'm probably just gonna go full power with the 7-iron with backspin. It'll definitely be enough power to get us onto the green. I'm just not exactly sure about the backspin. It's a little bit unpredictable.
Nice
But
shot.
it should get us close enough to the hole. Which it does.
Nice.
And we land 9 feet away from the hole from our tee shot. And look at that, after 4 holes, we've made up the deficit. We are now tied for first place going into the last hole. If we can carry this momentum, I like our chances in this last hole. Ooh, and we get hole number 8. A tricky hole, especially because this green is very hilly. So it can be a little bit unpredictable because if you land on the side of one of those hills, your ball will shoot off to one side. With this tailwind, I'm probably gonna go maybe 3 1/4 dots with backspin. That should be enough to get us onto the green. But let's see what our backspin looks like here. Okay, that's not bad.
Nice on.
That is not bad. We're on the side of a hill, but we can definitely make this putt.
Nice.
Alrighty, so we're tied for first, and it looks like we're going to be going to it closest to the pin for the first match of this video. After a poor start to the match on hole number 1, we made a pretty nice comeback. We played hard to get here, and let's try and take advantage of this opportunity and take first place here. So we're uphill from the hole, but there is a headwind. I think maybe just under full power is probably going to be good. I've never done it closest to the pin on this hole, so I'm not too sure. Accidentally put some curve on it. "18 feet. I'm not sure where the other guy was. It wasn't the best shot on our part. I should have done a little less power. And we come first place with a 0.13 foot difference, which is like 1.5 inches or something like that. And let's jump into the next match here. All right, match number 2 here. We have an S5 player, some A players. Good lobby. It should be a competitive match. I can't be making mistakes like I did last match on that first hole. And you guys saw the ranking that I was at the end of last match. So a win here will probably rank us up. That's what I'm going to be going for. But I just got to focus up. Cannot make any silly mistakes this time. Hole 13 with the hole placement towards the near side of the green right after the bunker. I'm going to have to overshoot this one with backspin. It's going to land us pretty far back on the hole, but hopefully we can backspin a good amount. Very nice. Good enough for the birdie. You'd think that if I had moved my aim stick like a few ticks to the right, could possibly have been a hole-in-one. But I'm not going to complain about starting this match off with a birdie. And I already forget who the S5 player was. Normally when I get in a lobby with someone better, I like to keep an eye on them, see how they're doing. But since I forget who it was, I guess I just gotta focus on beating everyone. Because if we beat the whole lobby, we definitely beat the S5 player. That's gonna be enough for us to rank up. Our next hole is hole 14 with some interesting wind. It should be enough to get us onto the fairway. I just saw that that guy got into the water, so let's try not to do that. Guess I'll go like that. It should carry us the wind quite a bit. And we get a nice slowdown from the tree there. We're not in the rough like that guy there, but this is not an easy shot. We are downhill. We have crazy wind. I don't want to use a spoon because I'm probably going to roll. Like, let's say I land on the green with the spoon. I'll roll past it. So I kind of have to use the iron here. No idea what to do here though, but I am just going to go full send with backspin. I think that's my best option right now.
Nice shot.
And it ends up being a pretty decent shot actually.
Nice on.
40 feet away from the eagle putt. A little bit difficult. Good news is, though, if we miss this, we'll get the birdie. Although some eagles are starting to roll in. Did not adjust quite enough for the green there. Gonna be settling for a birdie, but 20 points after 2 holes. It's a fine spot to be. However, a 4-point deficit is not necessarily a fine spot to be, especially because we know NY is a pretty decent player. They made it to the finals last match. And hole 10, not really a hole you want to see when you're down 4 points. If I was a betting man, I would bet everybody to birdie this. And if everyone birdies this, we still have a 4-point deficit.
Nice shot.
But the good news is there's still 2 holes after this to try and make up that deficit. So just a little bit for the wind. Probably gonna go about 3 3/4 and try to roll into the hole.
Nice shot.
It was a good attempt, but I didn't read the green before I adjusted my aim stick. So we rolled a little bit off the hole. So if I was a betting man, I would have just lost a lot of money because I thought everyone would birdie it. Everyone did not birdie it. And the better news is that the one person who parred it is NY, who we are trying to catch up to, which means we're only down by 1 going into hole number 4. However, the other 4 players are all tied. So this is a very close match right now. Anything can happen. We are going to focus up and play better than the rest of these people on the last 2 holes.
Nice shot.
I would like to go about 3 3/4 power with no backspin. I might go slightly more just to ensure that we clear the bunker.
Nice
I would
shot.
rather overshoot it than land in the bunker, but that looks like it's enough power. And it's barely enough power. Good decision to go a little more.
Nice.
I was thinking 3 3/4. If I did that, that would have gone in the bunker. So it's kind of a good thing that I decided to play it safe. It ended up working out nicely.
Great eagle.
So 2 eagles there. We are now tied for first. We made up the deficit on NY. And if you recall, about 60 seconds ago, I said all we gotta do is play better than everybody else in this lobby to secure first. So far, that's what we're doing. We just have Vader to watch out for. Our last hole is hole number 4. Let's see what we can do here. So with this headwind, 13 mile an hour, I'm honestly thinking just full send the 5-iron. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be enough. There is only one way to find out.
Nice shot.
And it does end up being enough, so a good call there.
Nice on.
15 feet away. Vader just sunk the birdie, so we're gonna have to sink this if we want to go to a closest to the pin to try and secure first place. We do sink that. It looks like we're going to another closest to the pin. So this time we finish with 54 points. We are going to back-to-back closest to the pins for the second time this video. Let's see if we can go 2 for 2 here. This is a very interesting closest to the pin. I've never done this one before. We are uphill from the hole. Let's keep that in mind. There is 20 mile an hour wind, pretty hard to the left, and this green usually slopes downward, so a lot to think about here. I think if we go just under full power, we might be able to roll through the green towards the hole. Really not sure about this wind though. But we literally have 6 seconds left. Oh my goodness, look at that. Exactly 0 feet. We sink the quote-unquote hole-in-one with closest to the pin. First time I've ever done that. That is going to be enough, obviously, to take first place.
Congratulations.
So back-to-back closest to the pins, back-to-back first places. That's definitely going to be enough to rank up because we did beat an S5 player. I have no idea if Vader was the S5, but we get some really good headway into S4. If you enjoyed that high-level gameplay, like the video, hit the subscribe button. I've got a lot more videos coming out on the road to Infinity rank.